Now then guys, how you doing? Back on the road again. So today, me and cameraman, we've nipped into Leeds. We've come to see our mates down here at Hooyah, just to see how things are getting on with this festive time. And I bumped in to the top mate of mine. Look at this. We've got Khlani here.
What's going on?
Look, well, do you call yourself the ghost hunter still, or is it
I'm still a ghost hunter, but I've been doing a lot more food recently.
A lot more food. I've seen your content and it's absolutely class. And I'm going to take you today to somewhere in Leeds called the Hook and Line to try some traditional fish and chips and see what you'll think.
I'm always down for some fish and chips. You all right? You all right?
Let's go. Let's go. Let's have it.
What a surprising day in the UK.
Oh, how are you doing? You all right? Hey, up. Yeah.
How are you doing?
Not bad, not bad.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. All right, guys. See you later. All right, mate.
It's been really cool because I actually get to see the UK from a lens that I never thought I would.
Yep.
And now it feels like a familiar place.
Yep, I suppose that was the same for me. Hi, mate, you all right?
You not try British food?
Yes.
I am.
Khlani, yes, how you doing?
How you doing?
Good to meet you, bro.
Nice to meet you guys.
You all right,
Try
guys?
crunchy, yeah.
Crunchy?
A crunchy chocolate bar.
A crunchy chocolate bar.
I told you to try it on your live and you didn't know what it was.
I'm sorry.
We will have to get him a crunchy.
Crunchy.
You know what it is, isn't it?
I will try and get him one today on his way up here.
Blades.
Crunchy,
And he can
okay.
try it.
Nice to meet you guys.
Cheers, guys. So, Khlani here, guys, reviews British food on the channel. And also tell him that you tried to make a bit at home as well, don't you?
Yeah, so when I go home to the US and I'm missing something and I can't get it in the US, I try and make it. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Like, I love British cheese and there's so much to pick from. Whereas in the US, there's not as many options. I'm also not a fan of your guys' malls, to be honest with you.
Why?
There's never any good stores. It's always like random things I've never heard of. I've heard of Superdrug. First ever rugby match was in Leeds.
Yeah. And what did you think to the rugby match?
It was fun. I feel like I would have played it if I lived here. But your body has to get used to taking those hits.
Definitely.
Because like even when I played American football, whenever we're in our off season, and then I go back to hitting, your body just feels like it for days.
Right, well, here we are. Hook and Line.
All right. It's chippy time.
We've got Yorkshire fish cake. Let's go in, we'll just order some food, eh?
All right, sounds good.
Go. Right. Right, Khlani, what?
You guys do haddock up here. It's chippy time.
Yes. Do you want to try haddock?
I like haddock better, actually.
Yeah.
Do you like haddock better?
Do you know what? I prefer cod, but I don't mind haddock. I don't mind haddock. So can we have a 2 haddock and chips, please?
Yeah, would you like small, regular or large? So we've got the lunchtime offer deals as well.
All right. Well, we'll go for that then. We might as well go for the large one, yeah?
Yeah,
Twice, please.
Yeah, no problem. Anything else?
Can we get a Yorkshire fish cake, please?
Yeah, that takes about 10 to 15 minutes to cook.
Right, okay. Yeah. We'll still get one because we can. Is there anything else you want to try on there? Do you like? So what's scampi like? In the
Scampi
US?
in the US is usually like a butter garlic with a shrimp.
Let's get you some scampi because it ain't that here.
Try scampi.
Scampi on its own, sir.
Yes, and yes, a portion of scampi, please.
Yeah.
And then can we get a portion of peas, curry, gravy, and beans?
Yeah.
Have you tried a spam fritter?
I love spam, but I've never had a spam fritter.
And a spam fritter, please.
And then what would you like to drink?
So I got to get me a dandelion and burdock.
Yes, that is it. I'll have one of them as well.
That's the accompaniment for fish and chips.
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to try off that?
I think that's enough.
All right there. That'll do, please, mate. Thank you.
36.60 altogether, please, sir. Just let me when you're ready.
Thank you.
Would you like a receipt?
Yes, please, mate. This is it. Wooden fork.
These are worthless. Just use your hands.
Would you like salt and vinegar on your fish and chips?
Yeah.
Could we get salt and vinegar on everything as well, please,
I'll
mate?
bring it over for you.
Thank you.
Perfect.
You want that?
Thank
Right,
you.
So usually can I sit outside? Is that you all right with that?
That's fine.
At the table. Let's go.
Oh, do you want your receipt?
Oh yes, please. Sorry, mate. Thank you very much. Oh, right. How you doing, pal? All right? I'm very well, mate. You? Right.
Yep.
Right, we'll go here. So, my cameraman's got a chair for you as well. So
Okay.
You can have that or you can borrow one of these, whichever one you...
Well, we already got this one set up, so I'll just take this one.
Yeah, grab that chair. So, are we right there, cameraman? Like that. Yeah? Right, there you go. You'll go there.
Perfect.
Look at this. Dandelion and burdock. So we've got to just wait a few minutes. Whoa, chair test. Oh. How you doing, mate? All right?
Very good, thank you. Sorry, I don't want to...
No, you're all right, pal. You're all right.
Can I get a picture?
Of course you can, mate. Of course you can.
This is my friend Khlani.
Come from the States. Was it a field reviewer that comes
How you
over?
doing?
Yeah, I've seen your videos, your YouTube videos. You did a Greg's a while
Sauce.
ago.
Yeah, that was my.
Yeah, I saw that. Sorry to interrupt you.
No
guys.
worries.
You're all right. So what I do with my reviews is I go through the price.
Yeah.
I like to look at value for money as
Yeah,
well. I don't know
yeah.
if that's... So we've got the 2 lunchtime specials today. So we've got large haddock and chips, £8.70 each. We've gone for a Yorkshire fish cake, £2.70. We've gone for some scampi because, what do you say, yours is cooked in butter and
It's
garlic?
like a butter garlic usually, scampi.
So your scampi, so is it like a prawn?
So shrimp and prawns, same family, but shrimp are usually a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
But I don't think the shrimp scampi is going to be the same thing I'm used to.
I don't think it is neither.
If it's coming from this chippy, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure it's not
so
gonna
the scampi, when in the UK, when we say we're having scampi, even if you're at a fish and chip shop or if you're in a pub
be. Yep.
or a restaurant, it will usually come deep fried. So it'll be a scampi piece in like a breaded coating,
Okay.
deep fried. We've got peas, curry, gravy, beans, let's try them. We've got a spam fritter and we had to
Dandelion
go
and burdock.
for the dandelion and burdock. So it's cost 36 quid, which,
It's not a cheap meal.
well, I don't think, you know, so fish...
But we got quite a bit.
Yeah, so
the
fish and
chip was
chips-
a good deal.
These days, if you're looking at going under a tenner, you've got, and it's decent, that's good going, because there's been a shortage, you know, for a while, and then we've had issues with the weather, even with the potatoes for chips, it becomes an issue. So one year it's either the potatoes or it's the fish.
What did they used to be, like 10 years ago?
So we had this. So I actually did a review a few weeks ago and I had my dad on because I used to live in a fish and chip shop. Mum and dad used to own one when I was a kid.
Okay.
And I think my dad was saying something stupid like, you know, chips were 5 pence, you know, and you get fish and chips for 95p.
Yeah. We do.
With a scampi.
Yes.
Oh, is there something with a scampi?
Yeah,
Oh, that's fine then.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, I'll
fine.
give you another one just in
Yeah,
case.
that's fine, thank you.
This must be the spam fritter right here.
That's the spam fritter. That's the Yorkshire fish cake.
Okay.
That's the scampi.
Oh yeah, that's different than our scampi. We would call that popcorn shrimp.
Popcorn shrimp.
Yeah, you know how you guys have like the popcorn chicken?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what we'd call that, it'd be popcorn shrimp.
And then this is your fish and chips.
That's a nice looking piece.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Look at the steam coming off. And it's got the crispy bits on the outside. I love me some good crispy bits.
Yeah. So, usually what I do is I usually try the little bits first and I leave the fish and chips till last, but it's up to you. You
Okay,
can,
no.
You can dig
we can do it your way.
Feel free to dig into these as you want. If you do want a fork, there's one in there. If you don't, because I know that you're not...
Listen, I know how to use a fork, but it's the adding into the knife that's really throwing
Yeah.
me for a loop, you know. Because in the US, whenever we cut something, unless it's meat,
I'll just put
we
that
just
one down.
turn the fork.
There we go. Let's get them there like that. There you go. Right, so gravy,
I like gravy.
because obviously US gravy. What I'll do is I'll chop these in half.
Yep.
And then we can have try half each then. If that's all right.
Spam is big in Hawaii
Yeah.
from World War II. Same
Yes.
reason it's big here.
Yep.
From World War II. Don't want to know what's in spam,
No.
but it tastes great when you fry it.
That's very much like kebabs, isn't it?
Yeah.
People love a good kebab,
But you don't want to know
but they
what's
don't
in
want to
it.
know what's in it.
I'm gonna give this one. That's a big chunk of spam. That's a thick cut of spam right there.
Oh, look at that.
That's good.
Right, let's have a go at the spam. So yeah, it's a nice. Oh, it is a big thick.
That is
piece
a
of
thick
spam.
pieces.
A nice batter. Now the thing is with spam, because it's oily,
This is a lot of oil.
there's a lot of grease in a spam fritter.
Yeah.
So when
You can even see it
yeah,
kind of getting almost too soaked in right there. It's good.
there's a napkin there.
I feel like I need some kind of sauce for it though. You know what I mean?
Well, you've got curry sauce if you want. Oh,
We can try. I could try a curry sauce with a spam fritter. We'll try it. We'll dip it in the side. I have not. That's pretty good.
so is it better with a curry sauce?
I love curry sauce.
Yeah.
And I've had expensive curry sauces before, but for some reason a chippy curry sauce
Yeah.
just hits the spot.
I love chip shop curry sauce.
It's got that nice consistency to it.
Yeah.
And I've even tried to get the powder to make it in the U.S.
Right.
I'm gonna have to take some home in a suitcase with me this time.
So I find you can get the Mayflower powder. That's pretty good for the curry sauce.
Okay, the scampi.
Yes.
The scampi. I'll try one without without any sauce. And they're good. Fried shrimp.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with fried shrimp.
Now I love scampi. I love its crispiness. And that shell, that's quite nice and crispy. It's been cooked well.
These are good.
Like with any of them, you've got to be careful because you bite into them, the juice, it can burn your mouth.
I'm horrible for that.
Yeah.
I'm always throwing it in my mouth so quick, and sometimes I get in a bit of a pinch where I'm hitting it. But people say I have asbestos mouth because you can just see the steam coming off stuff, and I'm just cruising through it. But every now and then I'll burn it to where I'm like, okay, maybe I'll. That steak pie I had yesterday, I made the mistake.
Yeah.
Because it was fresh, and I cut it open, took a bite.
Straight in, burn your mouth.
Fire.
Yeah.
Okay, these are good.
Yeah, so I
like
like
those.
the scampi, the crunchy. A lot of the, I think it probably is Whitby scampi. A lot of the scampi that you have in the fish and chip shops, really nice. It does look like Whitby scampi. So, have you ever had one of these before?
That I have not had. A Yorkshire fish
A
cake.
Yorkshire fish cake. So grab half of that. So with this, what it is basically it's 2 slices of potato,
With fish in the middle.
fish in the middle, lightly battered.
This is like kind of like a jacket potato hybrid.
Yeah, but usually the potato is going to be a little bit firmer than what it is on a chip.
Yep, I see that. I can feel that.
Oh, that's a little bit too firm, that one. No. I'm not liking that neither.
It's way too hard.
Yeah.
I
They've
get
not-
having some firmness for the shape
Yeah.
of it, but that's like a hard potato.
Yeah, they've not cooked this one enough.
Yeah, you can see right here, I'm literally.
Yeah. I mean, the fish in there, you've got a nice piece of fish, but the potato lets it down.
It's way too hard.
That should be a lot softer.
That's the only thing that I really haven't liked out of what we've had so far. Everything
Yeah.
else has been great.
Right.
Now, what do you use the beans for with fish and chips? Because I've never used beans with
No?
fish and chips. No.
So, I'm weird, right?
Okay.
A lot of people on my channel will they criticise me for this, right? Because I like to put gravy on my fish
Okay.
and chips, because I am a really big gravy lover.
Brown gravy.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
think out of any sauce, anything, I could have a gravy on most things, because one of my favourite dinners is a roast dinner. I love meat and
I
potatoes
love a
and
roast.
veg.
Love a roast.
So with the gravy and stuffing and Yorkshire puddings, I love that. So what I usually do is I try the chips and then I'll put some beans on, some peas on, some curry, a bit of gravy, and then I'll try the fish and then mix it together. But you'll just go how you want to go.
I've learned in the UK there's not really a right way to do it, but there's a
No.
million wrong ways to do it. Because everyone else has their right way.
Well, I'm going to put some salt and vinegar on.
Yeah, you got to put vinegar first, and then the salt
Yeah.
sticks, right?
This is it. So I usually do it. So I go salt, vinegar, salt.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So could you just pass us that?
Yeah.
I don't want to reach over.
I got you.
So I go a bit of salt,
Then you hit it with the vinegar,
a bit of vinegar. That douses it down a bit.
and then you add more salt so it
Then
sticks.
a bit more salt. Yeah.
Okay, I see it. I see the methodology here.
Yeah. So
Right,
yep, so if
that's-
you want any on yours,
All right, so salt,
oh, that's the one.
vinegar, and some salt. I love when you just see all that just
Yeah.
stick right there. Now these look at least double fried.
No, I think they're just one.
You think?
Yeah,
I've learned that I love double fried chips.
yeah.
When I cook them at home,
They're nice and crispy.
and the inside's nice and fluffy.
Yeah.
Not like the
Yes.
Yorkshire fish cake.
If that fish cake would have been like more like that, it would have been spot on. So I try a few beans, bit of curry, and a lot of people just say, "Well, it's beans, it's curry," but it's not, you know, because especially with the peas, when you look at they're proper mushy peas, them
Yeah.
because they're thick. They're
See, people
strong.
get on to me because I say mushy peas, not mushy peas.
mushy.
But that's just my American. Okay, I'm gonna try this your way.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with the gravy first. Oh,
Okay, so you just did gravy first, right?
I've just tried the chip with the gravy on.
I love chips with gravy.
Yeah.
Chips, gravy, and cheese.
Yeah. Oh.
That's good.
Yes, yes. So that gravy's got a nice bit of an oniony gravy, that
Yep.
that flavour. It's it's nice and thick,
My favorite gravy I've had over here is the red wine base.
right?
And then
Yep.
they'll take all the dripping from your roast, put it inside the gravy. That,
Oh,
you could bathe me in that. And I'd be happy.
so chips and beans,
Okay.
right, is a British must.
What are you doing over there?
Chips and baked beans. So when all kids growing up
Yep.
will have for their tea, for their evening meal, it'll probably be chips,
I'm a
beans with
fan of
fish
you.
fingers. Hiya mate, you alright?
I'm a fan.
How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, good.
Oh my gosh.
Good.
I'm a really big fan of you. I see you
Good,
on
thank
YouTube.
you.
I watch you all the time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can I get a picture with
Of
you?
course you can, mate. Alright guys,
Thank you.
have a nice Christmas. See you later. So chips and beans with like chicken nuggets or fish fingers or sausages.
Okay.
It's so much to have. So when I was a kid, going to the fish and chip shop, my mum and dad might have fish chips and peas, but I would have sausage chips and beans, or I might even have scampi chips and beans.
What do they call the sausage from a chippy? Is it a Savoy sausage?
That's more or less down south, and it's got a redder skin. Up
It's really
north,
salty.
yeah, you don't find that as much up north.
Okay.
Down south, they have it all the time. I like Savoys, but here they're just like a normal sausage. But chips and beans,
I love beans.
Before I came over to the UK,
yeah,
I was like every other American. I'm like, what the hell's up with this beans on toast? Right? But then
I love beans.
I got to try some Heinz beans. I threw a little butter in there
yeah.
with some
Oh.
British cheddar.
Oh.
And I melted it all up to make cheesy beans.
Yes.
It all changed.
Yeah, and you put that butter in, and then it makes them a little bit mushy. And you
Yep.
put that. Oh,
And it changes the color, it lightens it a little bit.
yes.
But as long as you got a good, like I use Kerrygold at home, throw some Kerrygold butter in there, and then I'll throw a little pepper, just a smidge of smoked paprika. Put it on some nice buttered toast.
Oh, so
And I know people will tell me not to butter the toast, but I'm already fat, so what's a little bit more butter gonna
what
do?
what I'm thinking is I think once a year, summertime, me and Khlani need to get together. Right, but we need to get together, right? And we need to do a cook-off. So he can cook some American dishes, and I'll do some English dishes, and then we'll do some different twists. Of course you can, pal. All right, no worries, guys. What do you think? I reckon that'd be good. I reckon we'd break the
I think it'd be
internet
even funnier is if I tried to cook British dishes and you tried to cook American dishes.
for each other.
Yes.
Yes.
That would be
If
content.
you want that to happen, drop it in comments. Let us know.
I love beans.
Right, so now we're on the curry sauce, and you said that you like curry sauce.
I love a good curry sauce.
That's your traditional curry sauce.
That's what I expect.
I must apologise for serving you the cold meal.
It's
Obviously,
okay.
everybody's stopping us.
No, you know, we're sitting outside, so it's probably
Yeah.
not helping us.
Right, mushy peas. What's your take on mushy peas then?
I like them. I like putting vinegar in them. Vinegar in some mushy peas, for me, elevates it. But I enjoy them. I'm not a big pea guy if they're round and by themselves. When you mush them all together, for some reason, my mind can take
Says they're all right. Nice flavour. Nice flavour. They're not like little bullets. Right, now we're on to the main attraction, the piece of fish.
a good piece of haddock.
So you like your fish?
I love fish.
You've said this. Oh, it's got a nice bit of crispy batter on there.
I love the crispy bits right here.
Right on
These
the
right
edge.
here,
Ooh,
those are good.
nice bit of haddock. Let's give this a go. I'm with Khlani here. Just get your fingers in. Now, oh, look at that. Nice chunky bit there.
That's good. But I'm gonna just.
It's a vinegar, man.
The malt vinegar just so
Yeah.
good.
You know what? I like that. So the batter, it's a nice thin batter. It's not too thick, so it's got a nice bit of crisp on the inside. It's not. Some batters sometimes you go, it's a bit moist on the inside.
Yep.
And that can ruin the taste of the fish. Yeah.
So I've learned that with mine. We already talked about this. Beef dripping's the way to go.
Yep.
But I've also learned that depending on what ale I use, or if I use soda water, the more bubbles I get,
Yes.
the crispier it gets when I put it in the fryer.
Yep.
So I've cooked fish and chips at home 3 times now, but each time I learn one more extra trick. Well, so I've made a full English at home, and I actually got London or English style sausages sent to me, spiced and cased the right way.
Yeah.
I had to learn that.
Right.
Which in the U.S. I fry everything just on the top of the stove or the hob here, but those you got to grill. You got to throw them in the oven and let them cook. So I've learned so much about British cooking. I even tried to make my own roast.
Now that's something I will make you.
And I will eat a roast.
I will eat. I can do a
Like
good
I said,
roast.
the gravy on a roast, anything dunked.
Well,
roast
this
gravy.
is what I'm going to ask you now.
Okay.
Gravy on the fish.
I'll try it. I've never done it.
Get your bit of fish, dunk it in, get it on.
All right.
Oh,
Gravy and fish.
what do you think?
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
But I'm a gravy guy, so I think gravy could go on anything.
Now, you've already said to me that you love going up to Scotland.
Hey, Danny.
Are you, mate? You all right?
Yeah, not bad.
Good,
I
mate.
didn't see you before. Have a nice Christmas.
You too,
And
pal.
as we say in Scotland, happy Hogmanay to you, mate.
There you go. As I mentioned, Scotland,
Yeah.
the true Scotsman
A Scot
comes
up here,
past.
that's
Yes.
right.
So the Scottish, they will go nuts with you putting gravy on your fish. But I love it. It's just something that I tried it when I was a kid, and now when I get fish and chips, I've got to have gravy on.
Well, have you ever done tomato ketchup and curry sauce together?
Yes.
That's good. A lot of people don't like that one. I like that one.
So I'm going to give you one now. So when you next have your beef rib,
Yep.
right, and your mashed potatoes, get your beef rib, bit of mash, and dip it in some custard.
Huh?
Custard.
Like the on top of a crumble custard?
On top of a crumble custard, because that custard turns that mash creamy and sweet.
Okay.
And then you've got the beef. Oh, I am telling you. So what I usually do now, Khlani, is I go through it. I talk about what we've had. So we've had the spam fritter. So like I said, a nice big bit of spam in there.
That's a big chunk of spam.
Yep.
A little greasy, but it's kind of hard to not make
Not
it
big.
greasy. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think spam fritters, when it's a decent piece of spam, because you can taste it's a nice piece, that's what you want it to be. All right, guys. You're just been kicked out of school or something right now. What? See you later, guys. We then moved on to the Yorkshire fish cake.
Yep.
No, sorry, the scampi. We had the scampi.
Yeah, the
then.
scampi was great.
Yeah,
It
loved
was
it.
light, crunchy. The inside was great. I had no complaints with that.
Yeah, beautiful. And I'm glad about that, because if I'm honest with you, that's one thing I was worried about. Because when you said about it with butter and garlic, I'm thinking you might not
It's not
like
gonna live
this.
up to it.
Yeah,
No,
but if it's like a popcorn
fried
scampi,
shrimp,
fried
popcorn
shrimp,
I'm used to that.
Yeah.
It's just a different name.
the Yorkshire fish cake, that's let me down.
Yeah,
if
that
I'm
was
honest
the
with
worst
you.
part of this meal, I think.
If there's anything I wanted you to like most, with you being in Yorkshire today, it was going to be that. And that's completely let me down. The potato was just too hard. It was too hard.
like a brick.
Yeah, there should be a bit of firmness on them, but yeah, it was like raw potato in there. Definitely needed a bit longer. The peas, the curry, the beans, the gravy, for me, all tasted all right. Nice thickness to them all. The gravy.
It's chippy comparable. I mean, that's what I expect when I go to chippy. It didn't let me down. Wasn't anything I have never had, but in the same breath, it was consistent.
And then the main attraction, the haddock and chips. I thought the chips are nice. They're nice. They've got a nice bit of crisp to them. Nice and soft. Tastes well. And then the batter on the fish, like you see, got these nice little crusty bits on the edge. And it was a nice piece of haddock.
Yeah.
What's your
and for the deal.
Yeah.
Right, it was 8 pounds.
Yeah.
That's a big piece. $8.50, I think. That's the lunch special.
Yeah.
But for what we got, with the amount that we got, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a nice piece.
It's not the best fish and chips, but it's good. Like, I'd eat it again.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I feel about the gravy on the
You don't
fish.
know about it?
I don't know about it. I'm not saying I'm against it.
We've tried it now.
But I've tried it. Yeah. I'll try anything once, 2 times
and
if I like
he's
it.
going to try the beef rib with the mash and the custard, and he's going to let me know about that as well. But what I usually do now is I rate this out of 10.
Okay.
So, and I take into consideration value for money,
Yep.
which is a lot of food here. It's £36. There's a lot of food there. Obviously, how nice it is.
Yep.
Presentation, it's all presented well. So, what would you give it as a score out of 10?
I'm probably thinking like a 7.2.
Yeah, 7.2. Yeah. So I'm going to go with on this one because this just it really did let me down.
That was bad. Like I don't
really
rate
did.
that actually.
Yeah. I think everything else is okay. Like you said, it's what you would expect from a fish and chip shop. It tastes good. I like the haddock. I'm going to give this a nice solid 8.
Okay.
Yeah, like it on an 8. So, thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
I really do hope as paths cross again. We need to get this challenge done next year.
We need to get the challenge done.
Yeah.
We need to get this man some US barbecue.
Yes, definitely. So we're going to have to go over and visit you, do a challenge over there, and get some barbecue. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time, guys. Take care.